Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Superman, the world's New York World's Fair Superman story. So it's a Superman at the World's Fair by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Friend of the helpless and oppressed is Superman, a man possessing the strength of a dozen Samsons, lifting and rending gigantic weights, vaulting over skyscrapers, racing a bullet, possessing a skin impenetrable even to steel are his physical assets used in his one-man battle against evil and injustice. Ah, come on. Let us in. We'll put your name in the article. Nothing doing, boys. When the committee is ready to announce who they're nominating as candidate for governor, you'll get in, but not a moment before. One of the reporters, Clark Kent of the Daily Star, unobtrusively slips away. This calls for special tactics. Later, in an alley beside the building, the meek scribe removes his outer garments and stands revealed in Superman garb. Here goes. Upward leaps the man of steel, not inches or merely feet, but yards into the air. Up soars Superman alongside the building, up and still higher yet. 10th floor. Furniture, glassware, lamps. 11th floor coming up. Now to get an earful. Within the room, the committee nears the decision. I still insist Tom North is the man for the job. You'll have to convince me of that. Why hold out? You know that the chairman will have his way in the end anyway. That's all I want to know. Here's the dope, Chief. They're nominating Tom North. Printing room, set up this headline. Tom North nominated. Then it's unanimously agreed. Tom North is to get our backing. Hadn't you better inform the reporters? What happened to the reporters? Where did they disappear? I have an important announcement to make. Maybe this had something to do with it. But how could they have known so soon? So this is Tom North nominated. I was thinking, sir, that perhaps because of this scoop, you might allow me to take an vacation. Sorry, Kent. Can't allow it. Got a big assignment for you. An important one, I had hoped. You are to cover the opening of the greatest show on earth, the New York World's Fair. The World's Fair? That's swell. Just where I had intended to go. Don't you think Lois Lane should accompany me to cover the feminine viewpoint? Good idea. Tell her. Guess what? The paper is sending you to New York to cover the World's Fair. That's great. And I'm to accompany you. Yes? There would have to be a fly on the ointment. Later, aboard the New York-bound train. We've been riding for hours, and you haven't said a word to me. You might at least remark about the weather. Why don't you take a walk? Yeah, Lois Lane, like I think I said before, Lois Lane's like a real bitch in these like early Superman comics. She's a real bitch. But yeah, this is another. I was saying Superman was in Cleveland because in this comic they go to New York in this, so he's not in New York, in the New York area. He's like he's in Cleveland at this point. But within a railroad signal tower, the 4:30 through train failed to observe the signal to stop. Send a wire to the next station. Too late, it's hurtling towards the oncoming train. They'll crash. Upon the rear platform of his train, Clark sights the onrushing locomotive. Good Lord, I've got to do something. A grape leak carries Superman over the length of the train, landing him on top of the engine. The brakes! But we'll never stop in time. Down before the train springs Superman, as his screeching brakes are applied. Pitting his mighty strength against the great steed of iron, Superman forces it to move slower yet. As the two trains almost touch, Superman braces hands and feet between them. Both, bringing them to a dead stop. That does it. I saw him. A man holding the two trains apart. I saw him too. It's a miracle we didn't crash. But he's gone. Have you heard? Superman just averted a train wreck. We owe our lives to him. You mean I almost was killed? Gulp. I didn't even know. Opening day at the World's Fair. It looks as though Lois gave me the slip. Well, it won't take me long to find her. While searching for Lois, Clark pauses to overhear an interesting conversation. You mean you do not wish to use my sculptural mess after all the work I put into it? We could never finish our infantile paralysis exhibit in time. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we won't be able to open. But what of the children that were to have benefited from this display? How will you raise contributions for them? Unless the exhibit is finished by tonight, we can do nothing. You'll just have to forget the project. Later, down toward the site of the unfinished infantile paralysis exhibit, drops Superman. The steam shovel's too slow, and this situation calls for speed. Swiftly, Superman completes the excavations. Treacherous swamp ground. Well, I'll soon take care of that. These pilings should furnish a solid foundation. Shortly later, after driving several hundred pilings into the earth. Not bad, but I've only begun. Single-handed, Superman covers the pilings with cement, making a firm foundation. Later, Superman surveys the completed exhibit. Finished, except for a few incidentals. Now for the landscaping. Leaping outside the fair's confines, Superman secures several trees and transplants them about the exhibit. Just one more little item. The Man of Steel enters the sculptor's studio. As he heads back towards the fairgrounds, here's hoping for an early conquering of infantile paralysis. Are they talking about polio? Is that what that infantile paralysis? I'm not sure. Anyway, later it's finished. I did not know how that happened, but I do know I'm thankful. In an effort to locate Lois, Superman springs towards the top of the Trilon. I wonder where that girl wandered off to. From atop the Trilon, a fantastic cloaked figure peers cleanly at the surrounding grounds. The supervision of the Man of Steel quickly locates Lois. Strange, but I have a sensation of being watched. Shortly later. Here you are. I searched everywhere. I wondered where you disappeared. Doggone it, I thought I was rid of him. What say we enter the Marine Transportation Building? They say it's an exceptionally interesting exhibit. Lead on. Later as they emerge. Oh, pardon me. Why don't you watch where you're going? Nick Stone! Grab him, Clark. Me? Why? Keep your trap shut. I'll play unconscious and see what happens. Keep walking, and not a sound out of you or this gun goes off. How come you recognize me? I knew from the newspaper photographs that you're a wanted criminal. Leaping high overhead and keeping the taxi in view is Superman. He's taking her into that dilapidated building. I wonder what the setup is. What you doing back here with the dame? Why aren't you back at the fair with the others? She recognized me. I had to bring her here before she raised a squawk. What crooked activity are you up to, anyway? The Ronnie jewels, worth a fortune, are being exhibited at the fair. During the excitement of the fireworks display, our two agents will seize them. Aren't you afraid to let me know this? No, because you'll never tell them to anyone. Hold on. Nick fires his weapon directly at Lois. Has Superman come too late? Forward races Superman in a desperate effort to beat the bullet to its target. When the bullet is but 2 inches from the terrified Lois, Superman reaches out and plucks it out of the air. turning upon the crook, Superman subjects him to his fury. It's a good thing for you I haven't lost my temper. Won't you stop long enough for me to speak to you? There's so much that I want to say. Save it for some other time. If we're to prevent that robbery, we've got to hurry. You ready for the fireworks? Start any second. You rush them while I do the rest. The crowd surge forward in eager anticipation as the great fireworks display commences. Hurry, we haven't much time. I'll add the jewels in a second. The assembled New York World's Fair visitors are treated to the extra attraction of seeing Superman leaping amidst the bursting fireworks. There they go. Well, we got away with it. There's a guy running after us, the sap, he's wasting his strength. But Superman gains steadily on the fleeting car. Look, my gosh, he's running abreast of us. Curb over to the curb or you'll regret it. You can't say I didn't warn you. Reaching within the auto, Superman plucks out the terrified gunman. Come on out, don't be bashful. With the two men imprisoned under his arm, Superman heads back toward the fair. Watch out, you'll drop us. That's for you to watch against. Here they are, boys, with the loot still on them. What the? Nearby, a crowd watches a parachute jumper about to leap from a high tower in the amusement area. I wouldn't jump from there for anything, parachute or no parachute. Quiet, he's going to jump. The sounds of hundreds of voices screaming reaches Superman's ears. Good Lord, wonder what's happened. Downward toward the distant Earth hurtles the hapless stuntman. His parachute had failed to open. Just a matter of seconds. Woo, thought I wouldn't reach him in time. They land unhurt, the fall cushioned by Superman's giant muscles. Safe, but be careful. I'm liable not to be around next time. The crowd surges in. Superman leaps away, a pair of arms fling tenaciously about his neck. Lois, you'd be surprised how hard it is to get rid of me. In an effort to frighten Lois away, Superman somersaults violently through the air, but he succeeds only in amusing her. Some fun, let's do it again. You're not frightened? Say, what do I have to do to get rid of you? Do you really despise me that much? Come on, admit you like me. If only a trifle. Gosh, I gotta think fast to get out of this. Sorry, got to leave, someone's coming. Wait, take me with you. Dropping behind the nearby exhibit, Superman accompanies a quick change in garments. It's about time for Clark Kent to reappear. Here you are, I've looked everywhere. You would have to come just in time to spoil everything. I hate you. When they return to the Daily Star, this material in the New York World's Fair is great. Our readers should eat it up. If they take my advice, they should go see it for themselves. It's something no one can afford to miss. The end. So yeah, this was basically a promotional comic. Just what this was, but further adventures of Superman and the Man of Tomorrow in Action Comics. So yeah, that's the end of that comic. If you guys want me to read a specific comic, just let me know in the comments down below. The next one I'll read is the Satara story. If you guys would like, comment, or subscribe, that'd be appreciated. And I'll see you guys later.